What's up, folks? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about crypto news. We'll see what people have said recently regarding investments and an interesting piece of news coming out of America. Bitcoin has continued rallying overnight and is now sort of trying to tackle the 50k level. I'm going to look at Bitcoin along with some of the biggest gainers and see how they're getting on. Before I do, as always, I update the spreadsheet. These are the first 26 coins I spoke about on the channel that I thought would smash it in this bull cycle. If you'd invested $100 into each one when I released the videos, I'm still holding those bags. You'd be in profit for $49,200. Adding your $2,600 investment, and you'd be sitting on $51,800. I've held all of these at one point or another, closed positions on damn near all of them in profit, not grin. And reinvested that money into new cryptos. If you want to see the cryptos I'm in, check out Copy My Crypto. I've built my portfolio to maximize gains during this bull cycle. My portfolio continuously has been outperforming the market. My biggest holders are primed and ready for take off. If you want to make these gains and you want to build your wealth in anticipation of the inevitable bear cycle, where the biggest wealth is created, then check the link in the description and get on it, guys. Right. Bitcoin is comfortably above the 200-day moving average now. As we can see, it's sort of reached the heights of around 49,700 so far today. And it's effectively looking to try and have a breakout up above 50k. And really, the next target point is around $52,700. That sort of the high of that massive red candle that we had at the beginning or midway through September. The Bitcoin looking really strong, and actually over the past 7 days we've seen some massive gainers. Axie Infinity has obviously been crushing it. Shiba Inu has had some staggering gains. OMG Network, I covered that recently. Icon is also having some good gains along with Qtum. So we'll just take a look at, say, this top four and see how they're getting on. So Axie Infinity is so above the 200-day moving average, it's ridiculous. Hit highs of about $155 yesterday. It's probably likely to retrace after these huge green candles that we've had a couple of days in a row over the past few days, beginning of this month. Obviously, Axie Infinity has had a mad run, and they've also done another seed round of investing where they've built up they've I think grabbed another $150 million worth of investment. You know, they are pushing forward, and I do think they'll continue to do well throughout this bull cycle. But in the short term, I would be expecting this to retrace down at the very least around to about 137. But we'll see. It could just blast off. It's been on absolute fire. Shiba Inu. If we have a look at Shiba Inu, now 200-day is not applicable on KuCoin. Let's see if we can get another one. Shiba USDT. No, not even been up and running that long. But obviously yesterday was a staggeringly good day. I think if we actually measure it in total yesterday, ended up with gains around 58%, which is ridiculous. And if you peek it out to the top of the line, to the top of the wick, we're looking at about 77, it's nearly 78% gains. That's such staggering gains in a day. I would almost certainly be expecting Shiba to retrace somewhat because they are massive gains. OMG has a lot of potential. I like OMG, and I do think long term OMG is going to do throughout this month. I think it's going to do pretty bloody well, particularly with an inevitable airdrop coming on Baba networks for any holders, and that happens in, I think, the first week in November. So people are going to be buying this up for the majority of the month. I would not be surprised to see it break previous all-time highs. I think the previous all-time high for OMG was around $20, so $25. So I wouldn't be surprised if it tackles that throughout the course of this month. But again, it's had real good runs in the past 7 days, so you could see it retracing. And then we've got Icon. Let's have a look at Icon. ICX. Now, Icon has actually blasted on the 1st. I mean, we saw how green a day the 1st of October was, and Icon blasted up well above the 200-day and has just continued that trajectory. Met some resistance around the $2.55 range. So might try and tackle that again, but you could certainly see a retrace here with gains made. Overall, though, we're seeing such green days. In terms of the actual market, we're not seeing massive trading volume. This is basically all of 2021. And if we look at the peaks of around the peaks of the actual year, which is around April and May, we were seeing 200, consistently around above 150 billion and around 200 million on a number of days, and even 300 billion trading volume in 24 hours. But for a long period, we were seeing quite a lot of days where it was above 200 billion. And if we look right now, particularly over, let's say, the past couple of months, nowhere close. Nowhere close. I think we had a couple of days that were around 190 billion. I keep saying million. 190 billion. There we go. A couple of days of 200 billion there. Which was the huge retracement days in the market. But then again, pretty flatlined in terms of overall daily volume. Not seeing massive amounts. So fundamentally, the trading volume is going to double over the course of the next couple of months and start reaching the previous all-time highs in April and May. And when that happens, we know volatility increases. We know, and that can be a good thing or a bad thing depending on what you're holding. But yeah, we're still not really at that point where the volume's increased enough to really push everything up 15-20% in a day. We're not seeing that too much. So it'll be interesting to see how the next few days play out, or certainly this month plays out. In other news, Rahul Ray became a millionaire in May after Block Tower Capital acquired the fund he'd co-founded. Since then, and that was obviously he was heavy into crypto. Since then, he has stated that right now he is all in on Avalanche. He said Avalanche has a really good shot of taking away a lot of liquidity and trading from Ethereum. These ecosystems have really attracted this huge community of developers and now, more importantly, traders and users. And he said that just makes it highly compelling for early users to adopt the protocol and adopt the chain with regards to, obviously, incentives that have been put in within Avalanche. So he is feeling exceptionally bullish on Avalanche, which is fair. I think a lot of people are. I think we all are, just to different degrees, but I think Avalanche is set for a real run. In other news, it was nice to see Edward Snowden coming out, having a little chat. He said that governments have conspired to undermine Bitcoin. He stated Bitcoin has been subject to a coordinated global campaign by governments to undermine the public's understanding of cryptocurrencies. He tweeted out noting that in the past 18 months, the value of Bitcoin has risen by like 10x. China even banned it, but it just made Bitcoin stronger. This is the first time in a while I felt like buying Bitcoin. That drop was too much panic and too little reason. And that was during March 13th, when obviously there was a huge drop in price in 2020. Yeah, so he has actually, he's been talking about the fact that he believes the greatest conspiracies are open and notorious, not theories, but practices expressed through law, policy, technology, and finance. More often than not, conspiracies are announced in public and with a modicum of pride. They're dutifully reported in our newspapers, they're bannered onto the covers of our magazines, updates on their progress are scrolled across our screens, all with such regularity as to render us unable to relate the banality of their methods to the rapacity of their ambitions. But yeah, it's always nice to see someone that that has certainly a following talking about what I think all of us have spoken about to some degree, which is the coordinated FUD. So that was good. And the other bit, Bank of America finally launching crypto research. Better late than never, Bank of America. Well done. Well done. They began this in the summer of 2021. They formed a special unit to feed growing institutional demand for exposure to the crypto ecosystem. Alkesh Shah is head of global cryptocurrency digital asset strategy. And he said Bitcoin is important, but the digital asset ecosystem is so much more. Our research aims to explore the implications across industries, including finance, tech, supply chains, and social media and gaming. He also stated that they have the potential to transform every industry by improving efficiency and reducing friction across transactions. Something we have everyone that's in this space has been talking about for years. So it's good to see Bank of America getting on board. They say Bank of America says it sees crypto and digital assets more broadly as providing enticing investment opportunities through a variety of lenses. These include tokens that act like operating systems, applications powered by smart contracts, stablecoins pegged to fiat currencies, CBDCs, and NFTs. But digital assets are transforming the way in which markets, businesses, and central banks operate. And they are obviously now realizing it's time to get bullish on crypto. And we're seeing a number of banks around the world starting to do this. It's inevitable. Cryptocurrency is inevitable. So we'll see how that all plays out. But yeah, we've had 5 days of the month, and so far it's looking really bullish. If we go back to BTC, in the past 5 days, we have had 4 green days. Well, we're on our 4th out of 5 green days, and even on the 2nd of October, where there was a retracement, it was so minimal, and then the entire candle was eclipsed the following day. So Bitcoin is certainly looking bullish. 50k is the first sort of mark, but it's not that significant, the 50k mark. It is for everyone in terms of going, oh, it passed 50k. But the real target point is I'd say 52,700. Once it breaks through that, that's where the resistance lies. But if it breaks through that, we could be seeing truly rapid growth in both Bitcoin and the altcoins. How's everyone feeling about crypto? Is everyone feeling bullish? Let me know in the comments. If you're new to crypto, check out Copy My Crypto. It's where I've built my portfolio. I share my portfolio, and my gains have outperformed the market week in, week out, and the opportunity that's provided by some of the coins for some very, very quick profits is staggering. If you want to make these gains, if you want to build your wealth before that bear cycle, then check the link in the description and give it a look. That's it from me, guys. Take care.